TV soap news and spoilers say that the sultry summer air of July 24, 2025, hung heavy over the town, thick with secrets and simmering tensions that threatened to erupt at any moment. The residents of this seemingly quiet community, nestled just beyond the ornate iron gates of the exclusive Beyond the Gates neighborhood, were no strangers to drama. But today, the stakes were higher, the betrayals deeper, and the emotions rawer than ever before. From clandestine kisses to explosive confrontations, the events of this fateful day would ripple through the lives of everyone involved, leaving no heart untouched and no secret safe. Buckle up as we dive into the heart of the chaos, where love, rage, and hidden truths collide in a spectacular display of human passion. Kat's desperate pursuit. A mission fueled by loyalty and love. Kat's heart pounded as she navigated the winding streets of Beyond the Gates, her mind racing with a singular purpose: to find Eva. The weight of her mother Nicole's fate rested heavily on her shoulders. Nicole, a woman known for her fiery spirit and unyielding love for her family, was facing assault charges that Kat believed were unjust, orchestrated by the cunning Leslie. Kat's mission was clear: convince Eva to persuade Leslie to drop the charges. It was a long shot, but Kat's loyalty to her mother burned brighter than any doubt. The sun dipped low, casting golden hues over the manicured lawns and opulent mansions as Kat's car screeched to a halt outside the Orphe Jean, a chic lounge known as the epicenter of the town's gossip and intrigue. She had heard whispers that Eva frequented this place, and Kat wasn't about to let her slip away. Her pulse quickened as she stepped inside, the dim lighting and sultry jazz music creating an atmosphere ripe for secrets. Scanning the crowd, Kat's eyes narrowed. She didn't see Eva, but something told her she was close, too close. What Kat didn't expect was the sight that would soon shatter her world. As she moved through the lounge, weaving past clinking glasses and hushed conversations, she caught a glimpse of a familiar figure slipping out the back door. It was Thomas. Her Thomas, the man who had promised her forever. And he wasn't alone. Clinging to his arm, her laughter echoing like a taunt, was Eva. Kat's breath caught in her throat, her heart plummeting as she followed them, her footsteps silent but her mind screaming with betrayal. They were heading to Eva's hotel room, their bodies close, their intentions unmistakable after the passionate kiss Kat had unwittingly witnessed at the Orphe Jean. The world seemed to tilt as Kat stood frozen outside the hotel, her hand trembling as she reached for the door. She wasn't just chasing Eva anymore, she was chasing the truth. Was her boyfriend, the man she loved, about to betray her with her sworn enemy? The thought was a knife to her heart, twisting with every step she took closer to the inevitable. What she would find behind that hotel room door would change everything, and Kat braced herself for a revelation that could either break her or fuel her resolve to fight harder for her mother. Nicole's breaking point. A marriage shattered and a war declared across town, Nicole stood in the ruins of her once happy life, her eyes blazing with a fury that could ignite the very air around her. Her estranged husband, Ted, stood before her, his face a mask of guilt and defiance. The secret he had kept from her, a secret named Martin, had torn their marriage apart like a wildfire through dry grass. Martin, a figure from their past, had been hidden from Nicole for reasons she still couldn't fully comprehend. But the betrayal stung deeper than any explanation could soothe. "You kept him from me." Nicole's voice trembled with rage, her hands clenched into fists. "Our marriage is over, Ted. Done. There's no coming back from this." Ted's silence was deafening, his eyes avoiding hers as the weight of her words settled between them. Nicole turned away, her heart a battlefield of love and loss. But her anger wasn't reserved for Ted alone. Leslie, the woman who had dared to file assault charges against her, was next on her list. Nicole's blood boiled as she recalled the police report, a document that painted her as a violent aggressor. Worse, she had seen Leslie parading around with fake bruises on her neck, a theatrical display meant to garner sympathy and tighten the noose around Nicole's neck. The confrontation was inevitable. Nicole stormed into Leslie's pristine office, the air crackling with tension. "You think you can play the victim?" Nicole spat, her voice low and dangerous. "Those bruises are as fake as your crocodile tears." Leslie's smug smile only fueled Nicole's rage. The room seemed to shrink as the two women faced off, their words sharp as daggers. Nicole knew she was walking a dangerous line. Any misstep could worsen her legal troubles, but she couldn't stop. Leslie had crossed a line, and Nicole was ready to fight fire with fire. Bill's reckoning. The fixer faces the fallout as Nicole's world unraveled. Her fury found a new target, Bill, her ex-brother-in-law. 2 years ago, a horrific night had left Nicole's son, Kenny, scarred in ways that still haunted her. Bill, ever the self-appointed fixer, had been at the center of it all, pulling strings and making decisions that had spiraled into chaos. Now, Nicole stood before him, her eyes blazing with accusation. "You think you're helping Kenny by taking care of things?" she demanded, her voice shaking with emotion. "You're making everything worse." Bill's face was a study in defiance, but beneath it, Nicole saw a flicker of guilt. He had always prided himself on being the one to clean up messes, to keep the family's secrets buried. But this time, his actions had consequences he couldn't control. Nicole's words cut deep, each one a reminder of the pain his decisions had caused. As she stormed away, Bill was left grappling with the realization that his attempts to protect Kenny might have pushed him further into danger. The weight of his choices pressed down on him, and for the first time, the fixer wondered if he had gone too far. Vernon and Naomi, a secret that threatens to divide. Meanwhile, Vernon sat across from Naomi in the quiet of her law office, his expression grave. Martin's situation was a ticking time bomb, and Vernon knew he couldn't keep it from Naomi any longer. As he recounted the details too sensitive to share here, Naomi's eyes widened, her legal mind already racing with possibilities. Martin needed help, and Naomi, with her sharp intellect and fierce determination, was the perfect person to provide it. But Vernon's next words came with a warning. "This stays between us, Naomi. Jacob can't know." Naomi's heart sank. Jacob, her husband, was a man of principle, and keeping secrets from him went against everything their marriage stood for. Yet, the gravity of Martin's situation pulled at her, captivating her with its complexity and urgency. As Vernon left, Naomi sat alone, torn between her duty to her client and her loyalty to her husband. The secret she now carried was a heavy burden, one that could fracture her marriage if it ever came to light. The Dupree family, wary of Bill's influence, had turned to Naomi as their new legal confidant, but at what cost? A town on the brink. As the sun set over beyond the gates, the town buzzed with the aftershocks of the day's events. Kat stood on the precipice of a devastating discovery, her heart torn between love and betrayal. Nicole, fueled by rage and betrayal, was ready to wage war against those who had wronged her family. Bill, the fixer, faced the unraveling of his carefully constructed web of control. And Naomi, caught in a web of secrets, stood at a crossroads that could redefine her future. The stories of July 24, 2025, were more than just gossip. They were a testament to the raw, unfiltered emotions that drive us all. Love, betrayal, anger, and loyalty collided in a spectacular display, leaving the residents of Beyond the Gates forever changed. As the night deepened, one thing was certain: the gates that separated this community from the outside world couldn't contain the chaos within. What happens next? We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. TV soap news and spoilers for more updates on Beyond the Gates.